Hello. The XMG Pro 16 M25 has a lot in common with the XMG Pro 16 E25, and that's why the teardown process is practically the same. The bottom panel is held in place by 12 Phillips head screws. As with many other XMG and Schenker laptops, the easiest way to pry off the cover is by popping the back vents. Hold and pop them with both hands and apply a bit of pressure using the backs of your wrists. If popping both at once feels too difficult, you can take the safer route and do them one at a time. After that, the panel should almost fully unclip. Just lift the remaining three sides with your fingers. If any internal clips stay stuck, use a thin prying tool. The primary SSD cooling plate has a thermal pad on top, which also makes contact with the bottom cover. This high-end laptop packs a massive 99.9 watt-hour battery. If you need to remove it, you'll have to unplug the cable first. It's a dual-ended connector. One end plugs into the motherboard and the other connects directly to the battery. I chose the easier option and pulled the battery side plug. Next, undo the 4 screws securing the unit. A full charge gives you about 5.5 hours of 4K YouTube playback. A pretty standard result given the hardware and high-res mini LED display. The memory section is covered by a metal shield that can be popped off with a prying tool. Inside, the shield features a large thermal pad for the bottom RAM stick and a perforated section for the top module, which relies on passive heat dissipation. The two memory slots support up to 128 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. Faster CS-ODIMM modules, like the ones installed here, are also compatible, supporting speeds up to 6,400 megatransfers per second, depending on capacity. Two metal plates sit over the SSD slots. The left one supports Gen 5 units, while the right fits Gen 4 NVMe drives. Each plate is held by 3 screws, one of which is shared with the fan housing. Underneath these shields, you'll find thermal pads for both SSDs and the user replaceable Wi-Fi 7 card. That's great for long-term longevity of these components. A separate metal plate cools the chipset along with several power inductors. To remove the shield, undo 3 screws and pop it loose with a prying tool. The cooling system looks serious, and it certainly is. You get 2 large fans and a pair of extra thick, long heat pipes shared between the CPU and GPU. A small U-shaped pipe on the bottom right is dedicated to the graphics card, its memory, and VRM section. The main heat pipes also connect to the top heat sinks, with 2 cooling plates sitting directly over the CPU and GPU. Removing the cooling assembly is straightforward. Pull the fan connectors upward and undo 2 screws on each housing. Next, undo 3 screws around the processor and 6 more around the graphics card. Before lifting the thermal system out, peel off 2 pieces of tape, top right and bottom, securing some cables. Gently pop the cooling loose with a prying tool. By the way, the fans aren't attached directly to the heatsink array. And there you have it. The underside of this well-engineered thermal system, exposing the RTX 5070 Ti, along with its memory and massive VRM zone, and the Core Ultra 9 275HX. Both chips are treated with PTM 7958 thermal compound. Check out our full review at techpowerup.com.